All right.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to all of this math.
That's right. All this
And
math.
today, I got my
Rotate it.
subtract.
Multiplication.
Got my multiplication
Machine.
machine.
It's got a multiplication machine.
I got my multiplication
Machine.
machine
To help you practice learning the multiplication facts. Right? And develop your number fluency.
1, 2, 2, 99.
No. 9 times 9.
9 times 9.
It's not 99.
1 times 1 to 9 times 9.
Right. So if you have like a child that's like a tactile learner, kinesthetic, they need to touch things and, hit buttons and whatnot to understand. Wait, let me finish. Right? Then this might be a good investment for you. A multiplication machine. They also have division machines. They have addition machines, subtraction machines, right? And me and Kwame, what we do is we do 15 minutes a day.
Yep.
Right? Do 15 minutes a day. Right? So we do 15 minutes a day as long as he gets that repetition. So he's practicing his multiplication facts this summer. So I tell people, I walk it like I talk it. I tell people and I recommend to parents in the summertime. The summertime is a great time for your child to practice their multiplication facts.
Yep.
Kwame's getting an early start. He'll be going to the first grade next year. Going to the first grade in September. Well,
9 times 1 and 1 times 9.
Right. So we also recognize like some of the equivalencies
and
what he calls
1
duplicates.
times 1 and 9 times 9.
Well, those aren't equivalents, but I get the point though. Yeah. 1 times 1 is the smallest product on the machine. 9 times 9 is the largest product on the machine. Shout out to my man Mike for recommending this, because he told me he had these back in the day when he was a youngin.
These are duplicates.
I thought it was a great idea.
Yeah, these are duplicates.
He's talking about 1 times 9 and 9 times 1, and we talk about what property is that?
Commutative property.
Commutative property. The commutative property of multiplication says that when you switch the order of the numbers around, you still will get the same product. Will get the same product. It's not exactly the same thing, because the same thing can be misleading.
Like 2 times 1 is 2, and 1 times 2 is 2. See?
They can't see that. Well, yeah, I guess. Well, you see that. Boom. See that right there. Hit the button, right? Hit the button. Button pops up. And then what do you see in the front? See the product. The product, right? Don't just say the answer. It is the answer, but let's start to build the math vocabulary. So let's use words like product, right? We could say what's the answer to 2 times 1, but we could also say what's the product of 2 times 1, right? Or what's the product when you multiply 2 and 1, or 2 by 1, right? So this gives us an opportunity. Bro, hit me with the meter stick, bro. This gives us an opportunity to practice our math vocabulary, right? I like this. I'm a fan, right? I'm a fan of this. So we got this off Amazon. A lot of people aren't Amazon fans. I get it, right? But I didn't know where else to get this. But you may be able to find these somewhere else, right? You may be able to find these at another retailer, right? So, do your thing. Do your thing and, find one of these, though. But this is a good investment, I think. Multiplication machine. Like I said, they got division machines. They also got addition machines and subtraction machines. You know what I'm saying? Anything else you want to say? We was about to do this problem right here, but I think I called an audible in my head just now. We're going to make this video just about the multiplication machine. And then we're going to come back. Do another video about this question right here. Anything else you want to say about the multiplication machine?
Yeah.
What else you want to say about it?
Because of 1 times 1 and 9 times 9, they don't equal the same thing, but 1 times 9 and 9 times 1 equal the same thing.
You are correct. Now, but you were backwards, though, because this is 9 times 1 down here, because we go from left to right. And I'm glad you made that mistake, because when our children make mistakes, there's no need to get upset with them and yell at them. They have created a teachable moment, right? So we actually should take full advantage when they make mistakes, because mistakes are part of the learning process. That's something we got to learn. That's something I've had to learn, because with my oldest son, Naseem, I didn't really embrace his mistakes. I used to yell and get mad and get angry. I was like one of them crazy people on the internet, you know, yelling at their kids, you know, with them, you know, that you see on Instagram and whatnot. But now, by the time I get to Kwame, you know, I begin to embrace his mistakes and just use them as an opportunity to teach, right? So 9 times 1 is actually down here, and 1 times 9 is up here. But you are correct. Also, we want to highlight when they're correct, right? Don't just focus on what they got wrong. Highlight what they are correct, because he was correct in saying that 9 times 1 and 1 times 9 are duplicates, or they have duplicate products, or they have equivalent products, right? So if they have equivalent products, that means they are equivalent expressions based on what we call the transitive property.
Yep.
Right?
Transitive property.
So if 9 times 1 is equal to 9, and 1 times 9 is also equal to 9, if they both equal to 9, that means they both got to be equal to each other. And that's called the transitive property.
Even the ceiling, I think, says that.
No, not right there. I got math problems and formulas and whatnot written on my ceiling. Yeah, on these ceiling tiles. It's my version of art. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, yeah. So I think this is a good investment. Yeah, multiplication machine, right? And like I said, me and Kwame, we be doing like, you know what I'm saying, like we doing like 15 minutes a day, in addition to just the mathematical conversations that I just have with him anyway. And, you know, he enjoys it. We make it fun. We make a game out of it. But I don't want to overwhelm him. That's why I'm like, yo, 15 minutes is good. We do straight 15 minutes a day, maybe at night before we go to bed, or, you know, in the afternoon or something. You know, we do that. We rock out. You know what I mean? So anything else? I might get you the division machine, too, after you master this. Because the thing is, eventually he's gonna have all these committed to memory. And this only goes up to 9 times 9. This doesn't even go up to the 10s, the 11s, and the 12s. So we'll probably have to handwrite those. Or maybe I'll go on a search.
But it does have 10 on it.
Where? You mean as a product? Yeah, I'm talking about as a factor. So you're right. You're right. It does. Because what's 2 times 5?
10.
And what's 5 times 2?
10.
Right. And they give you the same product because of what property?
Commutative.
Commutative property, right? And see, this brother is 6 years old, and he already talking about the commutative property. Why? Because I taught him the commutative property. Now, there's nothing that special about me, right? Whereas that means you couldn't also teach your child the commutative property at the age of 6, because it ain't that deep. A lot of times we think all these math properties and rules and whatnot is like all extra deep and all, you know, highly philosophical and everything. It's not. All it means is that if we multiply 2 numbers, right? Actually, we could be multiplying more than 2 numbers, but let's focus on 2 numbers for right now, because the multiplication machine has 2 numbers on it. If we multiply 2 numbers, if you use to switch the order of the numbers, you're still gonna get the same product. That's all it means, right? And that's helpful sometimes because you can manipulate certain math problems and math expressions in order to create an easier pathway to get to the answer. And that's what we want to train and help develop our children to be able to do in everyday life, right? To size up a problem, look at it, say, okay, well, I could go this way, but boom, or I could go this way. This way might make more sense actually, right? And I'm still gonna get to my destination, right? So the math.
Like if this pen was broken, I could fix it.
You can fix it because his brother's an engineer too. He's an engineer in the making too.
Because if it was broken, I will open it up, find the rubber part, and then fix it.
I feel you. I
will like push it down and then put it right back.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, well, I'm about to end this video. We've been talking for a minute about this multiplication machine and whatnot. So anything you want to say before I hit stop?
Yeah.
What you want to say? Let them know.
Make sure to like and subscribe, comment,
share,
and
come back to the channel for more videos.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Peace, y'all. I'm out.
Peace.